Hello precious people, and a huge welcome to this week's episode of Domain TV, which is episode 11, and this week we've done a pre-record for you. So what we promised was, when we started doing Domain TV episodes every Friday, if there was the odd Friday where I couldn't come live, I would still do a pre-record for you. So today there's some really lovely things I'm really looking forward to talking to you about. Firstly, we're going to be doing another of the exercises in the workbook section of this book, Our World, What Comes Next. And secondly, I'm going to be talking about some more beautiful experiences that I myself and others have had this week whilst we've been leveraging Domain and enjoying and delighting in Domain in our day-to-day. And then I'm going to take you on a little tour around this house, because there are certain things around this house that were really poignant for me as I was writing this book, Our World, What Comes Next. So there's 3 or 4 things I'm just going to show you just from my window, like a couple of things that I've written about, a couple of things that I may have spoken about on Domain TV outside of the book as well. And I'm just going to show you how you can bring Domain energetics literally into your everyday, even just in your home. And of course, we've written about that in the book. We've said about using Domain in your day-to-day, using Domain in the family home or your home. You can use it in so many different ways. And actually, there's so much wonder just in harnessing Domain energetics and utilising them as you are in your home. So I'm really looking forward to giving you that little kind of tour as well. So it's going to be fun today. So sit back, get comfy and enjoy. And the workbook exercise that we wanted to share with you today, because in the back of the Domain energetics book, Our World, What Comes Next, there's 10 exercises. And when you do them from the book, you're going to benefit from the energetics of the book flowing with you to support you. And there's 10 exercises. And one that I've been drawn to do today with you all is exercise 9, which is flowing with Salí, which ties in really nicely today with kind of seeing Salí, which is another of the chapters in the book that you'll be able to listen back to on one of the read-alongs that we've shared. And you can listen back to the book read-alongs at sarahmorganglobal.com. There's a link in the website menu for the book, and if you click that link, you'll be able to see the replays of the read-alongs that we've done. So it's really kind of relevant, this exercise, in terms of seeing Salí, but also like the magic that's kind of woven into my home here as well, and the kind of magic that you can flow into your home as well. So I'm just going to go to exercise 9, which is chapter 51 on page 315. And we will do this together. And actually, now I'm being told why we're doing this in this way, because we're going to read this today. And then by the time I'm kind of showing you around the house, it's going to ignite some further magic for all of you that are watching this. Whether it's live, well, it won't be live because you'll be watching the replay because it's a pre-record, but whether you're watching this kind of at sort of the approximate time of filming or much further down the line. So really enjoy today. It's going to be a little bit different. So exercise 9, flow with Salí. This will be an utterly beautiful experience for you as you start to now really open up and expand your loving interactions with Salí. And as we will have written about earlier on in this book, Salí is the true name of Earth's consciousness. What an energy she is, but also what an energy you are, as it's by no mistake that you have found this book and are currently reading this page. It has just been a question of right timing. When your energy feels good, close your eyes if you choose, and we'll do this together in a moment, and set the intention to energetically connect to her, to Salí. Know anything and everything you experience, immediately during and after doing this, and during the days that follow. Connecting to Salí in this way really allows you to see our Earth, to feel and experience her in greater ways. And the energetics within this book will hugely support you to notice her more and to receive her more clearly throughout this exercise. This is so wondrous. One of the many facets of Domain that I just love. You might notice more interaction with her and with nature. Your experiences might become bolder and brighter and louder, like stunning surround sound. She might show you places and help you to transverse her myriad system. She may take you into the oceans with Martha, who is the ocean's consciousness. She may take you under her surface. She may show you some of her hidden wonders and secrets. Once you open up this intentional connection with her in this way, this will be a relationship that is so loving, fulfilling and flourishing for as long as you choose it, which both her and I hope is forevermore. Because to know Salí in this way is like finally living with your eyes wide open, heart wide open, and appreciation abounding. Salí can, if you choose her to be, become a true bounty of beauty, wonder and ongoing discovery, and your life lived with knowing her in this way will help lead you and ultimately all towards utopious living. You can record your experiences on the blank pages provided. So there's, after each exercise in this book, there are blank pages. So when you're doing this yourself, as you're reading the book, you can make notes. And if any of you are doing this and you've got this copy of the book, obviously you can go away and write notes in it afterwards, because I just think it's so precious to be able to capture these interactions, especially your early ones in this way, because they're so precious and I just think they're not to be taken for granted, because this is one of the things I love about Domain, and I find that everyone else that works with Domain feels too. It's like they love it, you love it. So like every interaction that kind of flows and weaves around Domain is just so kind of elevating, invigorating, enhancing. It's just beautiful. And so to document especially the early interactions in this way are really, really beautiful. And Salí, of course, is intrinsic to Domain. She's one of the core non-physical four, okay? So it's God, Salí, Nelson Mandela and Domain. And so to be able to see Salí in this way and flow with her, it's kind of like it completes your living. That's how it feels to me. And I know that sounds like a very big thing to say, but that's genuinely how it feels. If I were to have that taken away from me now, I would literally feel like half of me is missing. And I'm sure I've spoken about this once before somewhere, whether it was with clients or here. Like it just brings me so much every single day, and it's a feeling. So it's not that I'm sort of consciously each day going, I must flow with Salí. It just naturally occurs. So it could be seeing the moon kind of setting in the morning. It could be like now, looking at the blue sky. We have sun here today. It could be when I'm out walking Bell across the South Downs in the pouring rain. It could be anything. For me, I'm obviously surrounded somewhere. I'm living somewhere where I'm surrounded by lots of nature. It's where I chose to be intentionally. It was the perfect setting from which to write this book. It truly, truly was. But, you know, I know people, you know, some of the Domain leaders, others that have worked with Domain since, you know, that are living more in kind of city locations and are still connecting to Salí in the ways that feel good to them because they're living where they really want to live also. So to flow with Salí is beautiful. And it's very different from just having a general kind of awareness of how beautiful our planet is, which of course I've always had. I've always loved to travel and explore. This now is like so heartfelt from the inside out. It's like it supersizes my energy and my love and experience of living. It's energetic rather than just seeing. So that's the best way to describe it. So let's do this together now, if you would like to. So close your eyes if you choose, or keep them open if you want to. And set the intention to energetically connect to her. So I'm actually doing this with my eyes open. I normally do exercises with my eyes closed, but I'm doing this one with my eyes open. And I'm looking at the downs, and I will show you this afterwards, from my office window. It's so satisfying, this feeling. So just connect to her. You've set the intention now, and notice anything and everything that you experience. So we're going to notice what you're experiencing now, and you can comment below this video. And then beyond this, you'll notice things in the days that follow as well. So you can always come back to this video and comment as well. But just notice now what you're experiencing. So I'll give you some quiet time just to feel. Some of you might feel, some of you might know. see, understand, hear. Everyone's different with how they receive energy, as we know. And obviously, Salí is a non-physical energy. She's Earth consciousness. I mean, it's literally, I am being guided to share now. It's like my chest is kind of wide open with love. I feel it's more than connected to her. I feel like deeply intrinsic within her and her within me. It's very two-way, but it's much deeper than just a connection, I would say. And it's love. I feel so much love back, which is true energy. And the thing is, a few years ago, if I had watched someone doing this, I would have been like, they're slightly off their rocker, I'm being honest. But now, because I experience this firsthand literally every day, virtually every day, it's undeniable. And it's just an energy and a feeling that I wouldn't want to be without. And this is part of flowing within domain energetics. So again, I'm being told you could connect to Salí just directly outside of domain energetics. That would feel wonderful. But we're doing this specifically within domain energetics. And so somehow it feels even deeper and even more enhanced. And that's why I just think everyone that comes to work with domain flipping loves it, because it is so enhancing the way it makes you feel. It's like the best modality to work with. Having worked with several or many myself, this is the one that is that sweet spot for me, because it's simple yet beautiful and so powerful. And so just notice what your experience. For me, it's, I'm not getting messages, I'm not getting guidance, I'm just feeling. And this is what seeing Salí really means when you're flowing with her and we say see her, capital S, capital E, capital E. It's like a feeling. It kind of, you kind of engulf each other. That's not quite right, because it's not like I'm surrounding her and she's surrounding me, but your energies kind of just come together fully, and you're this is a good way to describe it, exposed to one another fully, and it feels so good, and you want to be exposed in that way because it's just beautiful. And obviously you can come back to this and do this again and again. Likewise in the book, you can come back to that exercise. The exercise in the book will really enhance the energetics for you. And remember, some of you might be watching this or listening and thinking, I don't feel those great feelings. I have just become very tuned to energy and how to feel it. When I first started working with energy, it was really subtle, like I kind of missed it, whereas now I'm so tuned to it, I feel the greatness of it. Plus, when I started, I wasn't very good at allowing love in. I had lots of low vibration, etc, etc. Now, being fully high vibrational, it's like I'm just like, let all the love in, and it's just beautiful, and that's shared back with her also. So this is just one to just really delight in. And it's almost like she's a best friend energy as well. I know we say this about domain. Domain can feel like this steady, beautiful companion in your day-to-day. Salí in this moment just feels like a scrummy best friend energy. Why would I not want to catch up with her each day? Why would I not want to be in her energy? It's just beautiful. So yeah, we'd love to know how this has felt for you, and if you want to kind of stay in this energy for a bit longer, you can obviously hit pause here. But if you're ready, if your eyes were closed, you can open them. And if you're ready to, I'm not letting go the connection. I feel like I'm always kind of connected to her, but I'm just kind of toning it down because it's very big just now, which is what I wanted. Whereas right now, actually, I want to focus back on talking to you, so you can kind of tone it down and tone it up, which is beautiful as well. So kind of what you're seeing here as well is like how easy it is to kind of start having this love affair with domain, because it just kind of completes and satiates living in a way that I haven't experienced through anything else before, genuinely, hand on heart. That's why I'm so passionate about domain. That's why I've written the book. That's why I'm talking about it all the time, because I just can't get enough of it. And so the more you kind of work with domain, and the book is the perfect place to start. If you want to do any one-to-one work with me or anything like that, do just reach out. Or you want a clarity call, I do free clarity calls, just let me know. But you can start to kind of see how you can have strong and long stretches of domain energetics flowing with you every day. like literally every day. And you will have possibly heard me say so often when I'm walking Belle out in the Downs or somewhere in Alfriston, where I live, this tiny little village in the beautiful South Downs, I often say to her, I did this yesterday, look where we live, Belle, because I'm seeing Salí and I'm taking it in and letting her energy fulfill me and my energy fulfill her. I mean, it's just flipping like delicious. Like, again, I can't say, why would anyone not want this in their lives? It's free, it's here. Leverage the energy from this book. I mean, obviously the book's not free, but the book's beautiful. But once you energize a domain, it's free for you forever. It's just beautiful. And so you can keep using the practices, as we've said, over and over in the book, or you can watch this again also, or if you want to do any stuff with me as well, just let me know. So that is part of what we wanted to share today. And then we also wanted to share a couple of really beautiful experiences, again, with domain this week. So these couple of experiences came when I was proactively connecting to domain and asking for sequencing to help with things. And so this is another key thing about domain, is you can take energetic sequencing that it shares with you. So the onus isn't on you to get the sequencing. Domain will show you what is needed. And what's becoming more and more evident is that these sequencing flows kind of have three genres, if you like. They have an earth focus flow, so sequencing from anywhere on earth, a multiversal flow, so sequencing from anywhere within our multiverse, but also a historical flow, sequencing from anywhere throughout history as well. And it will bring you what is needed. And so you, as I've just spoken about, you can feel very kind of connected to Salí and see Salí very physical in this way when you work with domain, really in the moment. But you can also, when you work with domain, just get wonderful insight throughout any of those three scopes: earth, multiverse, or history. And again, it's like this kind of three-way, further still enhanced living. And so a couple of examples I wanted to share this week. In our Pathway to Thrive private Facebook group, where anyone who's done work through School of Domain Energetics with myself is invited into, just because that way the energy is really kind of powerful in there, and it's for those that specifically have really kind of interacted beautifully and closely with domain. In that group, Pathway to Thrive, one of our domain leaders, Sanjana Clark, wanted to do a session to look at how we can help whales and understand more about them and support them in what they need. And it was beautiful. And I won't share what others received on the call, because you know, that's for them to share if they want to. But what I was really connected to was beautiful. And again, it's just showing you some of the wonder that domain can pop into your day to day. So I had received in the past that at the depths of our oceans, there's a lot of myriad energy. So as we know, myriad is really potent for creation. There's a lot of myriad energy also throughout Africa, the original continent, again, as we've spoken about in the book Our World, What Comes Next. But there's also universe energy. And I have received this so often with domain, and I've never actually sat down to understand more. And you may kind of think, why is she saying that? It's to showcase to you, domain can show you so much, but it will show you as much as you want. You don't have to understand it all in one go. At the right time, when it feels really good to me, I will probably say to domain, right, tell me more about this universe energy, because you've literally shown it to me since 3 or 4 years ago when I first understood about domain. I know at the centre of our earth, there's universe energy. People believe that it's kind of dense and, you know, the core energy, but there's like universe energy within the centre of the earth. It's like air. It's really interesting. So we'll receive more on this. And again, domain is for me to delight in throughout my life, as it is for you to delight in throughout your lives. So I'll flow back to that as and when it's the right time, and you might get your own flows of insight as well. But I've been shown universe energy in the centre of the earth. I've been shown universe energy at the bottom of the oceans, and I was shown within whales in the ocean basins. And this is another beautiful thing I love about domain, is I didn't know whether ocean basins were actually a thing. This is so often the case with me. Some people might know certain things and I actually don't. And then when I go and Google it, I'm like, oh yeah, that's actually true. In ocean basins, so what I was being connected to was kind of whales kind of in the ocean basins, that are full of or have universe energy running through them as well. So as I'm saying this, I've been even thinking in my head, how does that work? But that's the other thing with domain. When you're receiving from it, trust what it's showing you, because it will be beyond what we actually already know. And it can feel a bit mind stretchy if you try and go into your head. But definitely in ocean basins, there is universe energy, and I was then shown the connection to whales having almost like a line of universe energy running through them from like their nose to their tail. So yeah, that's the better way to describe it. So rather than whales being in the ocean basins, that didn't feel quite right. There's universe energy in the ocean basins, but within whales there's like a stripe of energy that runs from nose to tail, that runs through them. I'm being shown it almost like sparkling and lighting up. You know, on like Avatar, the film Avatar, like the kind of skin on them kind of glows and twinkles a bit and almost looks iridescent. It's that kind of iridescent sparkling light that's energetic, so it can't be seen by the naked physical human eye, that runs through the centre of whales. And there were so many other beautiful things that happened on that session where we were just exploring and discovering and taking delight. So yes, we were doing things where we wanted to help with energetic sequencing to help whales, and we absolutely did that. It was really, really beautiful. I think each of us that was on that session came off feeling really full of delight at what we had witnessed and experienced, and that connection consciously to the whales. And again, a few years ago, I would have heard someone else speaking about that and sort of been like, really? But when you experience it firsthand, when you're flowing in domain, it's undeniable. And that's what I love about domain. It's got like a tangibility to it that I haven't found personally myself through other modalities. And that's why I champion domain energetics from the rooftops as my go-to, literally only one I ever really want to work with and delve into. This is the one that I always go to. So that was really fascinating. Some more to come on universe energy over time, no doubt. But the other thing is, I was speaking to someone else and we were receiving some sequencing to help them. And this was in connection to their energy around money as well. And it was really beautiful. And if you've read the book, Our World, What Comes Next, you're going to know that I've written one very early time when I connected into domain about the energy of affluence. I was connected back to the ancient civilization of Egypt and how it was way more equal there. The abundance, distribution, flow was so much more equal. Like everyone was equal in it. It wasn't this kind of hierarchy that we have now with people at the top having tons and people down the bottom having hardly any. It was way more equal. It was beautiful. Whereas when I connected in with this person this week, we were taken to, and it's the first time I've ever had this, ancient Greece in Athens. I've never gone there. I know that there has been a lot of myriad energy in places like Greece and also Italy, but I've never actually been shown that from domain, as in like I've never actually gone via myriad energy, which works hand in hand with domain, to ancient Greece. And in this time I did. It was so cool. And what I was being shown was this woman and her kind of flows of sequencing around money. It was fascinating, and how those flows of sequencing were being recreated within this person that I was working with to help them feel way more settled and at peace around money as well. It was just fascinating and beautiful, very different to what I've received before around ancient Egypt and the broader civilization there. This was one energy from a time in ancient Egypt, and it wasn't like a non-physical guide that was flowing us energy. It wasn't that. It was us taking the sequencing from that particular lady and recreating it with this particular person that I was working with on that call, and it was just beautiful. So again, just another really beautiful moment showcasing how domain can work. And there's a little bit more I'll be talking around that potentially as well, because there was a connection to sequence mapping there as well. So more to come on that at the right time as well. And so there are a couple of highlights this week of just kind of consciously connecting into domain and just you're hit with the wonder that domain can bring you that ordinarily you would not be able to access without developing your energy with domain energetics. So really, really beautiful. And so Now what I'd like to do as promised, because I'm trying to keep these Domain TV episodes to about half an hour long, we're about 25 minutes through, is I'm just going to give you a little bit of a tour of some of the magic that is interwoven into the book, specifically from what I can see from this house and how I was flowing in domain energetics when writing the book, and how you can bring domain energetics into your home as well, should you want to. So let me show you. It's going to be interesting how I'm going to do this, because I'm going to have to rotate the camera a bit. So this is going to be quite interesting. So firstly, come with me. As you can see, my office window, out there, you can see the downs beyond the windows. And often behind those downs, here's my face again, is where I will see the moon setting in the mornings. Very magical, very precious. So just in the mornings, I'd come into the office, be it in the summer or the winter, and I can see, because I start early, I can see the moon setting behind the downs. And in that moment, I'm flowing in domain energetics, and it's just so beautiful. I'm seeing Salí, I'm feeling the magic. That's how it feels, actually. When you're flowing in domain energetics, you feel the magic of things. So beautiful. So that's one thing I wanted to show you. Now come with me and I will show you more. This might be the only time I ever do a house tour, because it's going to be quite interesting. So this office here, so this is just like a really small room. It's actually where we have our wardrobes, but there are a couple of occasions I set up a desk in here because it's really cozy and toasty. And again, these are some of just what I would be looking at. And so I would look down into the energy of those gardens. Try and see if you can see those. Yeah, you can. And again, just flow in the beauty of domain energetics. And even now, just looking at that, there's something really energetically special about this view. And so this is a room I actually wrote a lot of the book in. I say I came in here a couple of times. I actually came in here quite a few times. There's a mirror behind me. But I did a lot of my writing in this room. And so again, the flow of domain energetics when I was doing that. Right, what else do I want to show you on this little tour? So again, I'm going to have to try and rotate the camera. The windows are a bit condensation-y, so let me see if I can do it. So, can you see? I don't know whether you can actually. I'm trying to think the best way to show you this. Between those, yeah, you can see now. Between those two houses, so I don't know whether you can see me pointing here, you'll see fields, part of the South Downs. And those were the fields that I wrote about in Our World, What Comes Next, the morning that I felt Nelson kind of saying to me, sit down on the shades and look out through that window. So this is, Belle's made herself up. This is the chaise lounge, and I kind of set it up so I was looking directly out that window. And that's where I sat, for those of you that have read this chapter in Our World, What Comes Next. And I was like, why are you wanting me to do this? And I was looking, and then I start to feel that they recognise me, those fields. And then I started to get energy flows to help them because they grow corn in the summer. And it was just amazing. And again, if I hadn't experienced it firsthand myself, I would have thought, but because it was so vivid and tangible, like the exchange of connection between those fields and myself, it was just such a beautiful experience. It got some incredible sequencing from somewhere else in our universe, or even our multiverse. It definitely wasn't Earth focused, to really help quench the energetic thirst of those fields. It was absolutely amazing. And then also down here, you can see the hedgerows. When I write in the book the chapter about trees and even hedgerows, that's the energy that we were talking about there as well. And then there's a couple of other things I want to show you. This I didn't write about in the book, but I've definitely spoken about it on a Facebook Live. So out my bathroom window. Can you see? Right, I'm going to have to try and get this working. Right. Bear with me. This is why I probably one day when I do Domain TV will have it a bit more professionally done. Through the gap of that window there's a special tree. I don't know whether you can see it kind of standing higher than the others there. But that tree, again, I will, in the summer, lay in my bed, and through that bathroom window, because I get a view through that bathroom window, I can see that tree. And that tree, again, recognises my energy and I recognise it. It's just so flipping magical. So I've literally laid there in the morning next to my partner, just looking at that tree, and we've been like feeling each other's energy. It's just flipping amazing. So that's that. And then the last thing I wanted to show you, which you may have already seen yesterday, because I did a short little reel on it, was the cherry blossom tree in our back garden, which is the cherry blossom tree that I wrote about in the chapter called Cherry Blossom in the book. And so this beautiful tree, obviously this time of year, no leaves on it, but in the spring, its abundance of blossom petals and leaves is just stunning. And so I love this blossom, this cherry blossom tree, and the cycle of it and the rhythm of it. And so again, very close to my heart, very close to my physical location, written about in our world, what comes next. And so I just kind of wanted to show you how you can flow domain energetics into your home. It's flipping divine. So yeah, there we go. So I'm going to take you back upstairs. I hope none of you get seasick or motion sickness, because if you do, you'll probably be feeling it a little bit from the amount I've been moving this phone around. In years to come, we might look back at this, I might look back at this and just laugh at my extraordinarily bad video skills. But it's not about perfectionism, it's about feeling the energy and the love. Belle's here as well. Of course, Belle beside me the whole time I was writing the book. It's about just feeling the energy and the love, and how you can bring in domain energetics into your home as well, just in that really beautiful way. So again, because we did this exercise at the beginning of the book, at the beginning of this episode rather, slightly out of breath, because we did that, and then I've kind of shown you how you can see Salí and kind of weave it into your home. This might open up some new beautiful flows for you yourself with domain as well. So we love you so much. Thank you for watching. And obviously at time of recording, we are on Thursday the 19th of December. We're going to be airing this on Friday the 20th. And so between this episode and the next episode, which will be on the 27th, of course, we have Christmas. So I just wanted to wish all of you a really, really, really wonderful Christmas. We will be live again next Friday on the 27th, because I cannot talk about domain enough and get enough of it. So I will be live again next Friday after Christmas for episode 12 of Domain TV. But in the meantime, we hope you've enjoyed today, even though it's been a little bit different. We wish you all a beautiful, beautiful Christmas, and we will see you next Friday. We love you so, so, so much. Mwah. Enjoy. Keep delighting in domain.